okay? That's a big part of it, protecting the immune system. We're going to run down medical medium tools, right? We're going to do the heavy metal detox smoothie. We're going to do the zinc shock therapy. We're going to do the vitamin C shock therapy. We're going to do the Thyme tea. We're going to do golden seal therapy, which is really important too. So don't miss out. We're doing it, and we're live right now. Live on Instagram, live on Telegram, live on TikTok. Good thing you guys are here. I'm excited. So much to cover. Let's get going. Let's do it, okay? So one of the things people need to understand is that our immune system is under duress. It's under attack anyway on a normal basis. So every single day, when you have something that happens in your life, your immune system gets affected. If it's an emotional issue, emotional confrontation, if it's any kind of problem you're having, if it's any kind of stress, if it's any kind of struggle, if it's anything with any relationships, our immune systems start to drop. They weaken. And if you're already sick and you're already struggling and you already have some kind of fatigue or you have acne or chronic UTIs or any kind of issue at all, you're already dealing with a low immune system. If you have thyroid problems, if you're somebody that's had lupus, if you're somebody that's got MS, if you're somebody that has Lyme, whatever it is that we're dealing with, our immune systems are already low. So then there's cold and flu. So we're getting to a place now where we're heading into cold, the flu, and other bugs that everybody's worried about, flu family bugs and everything else. We're getting into that place now. And a lot of people, they'll get the sore throats, they'll get the sniffles, they'll get the sinuses, they'll get the cough, the bronchitis, all of it, and then some. So this is about protecting our immune systems, how to arm our immune system, how to stay strong, how to learn how to protect yourself through the process. Reading comments, you guys, as your comments are coming up. We're live on TikTok, live on Telegram, live on IG. Excited that we're here, and this is fun. So let's talk about zinc shock therapy right off the running. So zinc shock therapy. It's a medical medium tool that has turned people's lives around. It has stopped infections. I recommend it for friends and family. So friends and family, if someone's getting a UTI, if they're getting bronchitis, if they're getting chronic sinusitis, if they're getting a cold sore, if they're getting simplex and they're getting a fever blister, okay, that right there. If they're getting anything with their eye, conjunctivitis, right, a sty, anything like that. They're getting bladder infections, kidney infections, whatever it is, or cold and flu, or something like a scratchy throat, or strep throat. What I've used as a medical medium tool and have been teaching people for decades is zinc shock therapy, medical medium tool that's really powerful, right? And so what you do, and listen, take the information to your doctor, ask your doctor what's right for you. But I'm going to show you what I recommend my family members in my personal life and what I do for myself in case I'm ever up against anything that's coming my way, like cold flu, anything going on. So yeah, so this is the Vimergy one. That's the Vimergy zinc. It's liquid zinc sulfate. It's V as in Victor, I, M as in Mary, ERGY.com, Vimergy.com. I'm not sponsored. I don't own the company, but the product is unmatched out there by anybody else so far, or any other company. If another company comes around, because I've looked at them all, and they come around and they have a zinc and it matches this or is better, I will talk about them and I will start using it. Hasn't been one yet. Okay, so here we are. This is zinc shock therapy. So zinc shock therapy is 2 dropperfuls every 3 hours. So 2 dropperfuls every 3 hours for 2 days. That's a great place to be. If you're somebody that's sensitive with any supplements whatsoever, any kind of supplementation sensitivity on any level, you can do less. You can ask your doctor what's right for you, okay? You can even do a few drops, not dropperfuls, but a few drops. There's no alcohol in here. Critical to know. No alcohol. There's no citric acid in here. Those are things that make supplements a bad thing. Keep that in mind, okay? And it's the most gentle there is in the zinc family, is this type of zinc. So that's the Vimergy zinc. So this is zinc shock therapy we're talking about. Now, zinc shock therapy is in the medical medium books, right? This is Cleanse to Heal right here. I talk about zinc shock therapy in here. I talk about also using zinc for cold, flu, everything with your immune system and all of that. So we're zinc deficient. We go through life zinc deficient. That's what we do. There's not enough zinc in our food. We don't have enough zinc for our immune system. And our immune systems need zinc because our immune system eats zinc up. Keep that in mind, right? So that's a white blood cell, right? You got your white blood cells. White blood cells require zinc. If they don't get zinc, they become weak and they can't fight pathogens. Keep this in mind. So if you got a virus, any kind of virus, whether it's mononucleosis, which is Epstein-Barr, whether it's any kind of condition you have like fibromyalgia or RA or lupus or MS or ALS, whatever you have, there's viruses involved, right? Neurological Lyme, there's viruses involved, okay? Info, you'll learn about that if you read about that. But whatever's going on, plus cold flu, strep throat, bacterial infections, whatever it is, okay? Your white blood cells need zinc to actually destroy a bug. Your white count has to have zinc to destroy a bug. If we're low on zinc, our immune system can be overreactive or underreactive. It can be overreactive. That means it burns out quick, doesn't clean up the problem, and then the problem's still there. The virus is still there, or bacteria is still there. That Epstein-Barr or whatever it is, cold flu, is still there. Your white count needs the zinc so it doesn't become overreactive or underreactive. If your white count's underreactive, it doesn't do anything for you. Hardly keeps anything going on. The brand I was talking about is Vimergy. That's the one I use. I'm not sponsored, but these are the guys. Great guys, okay? Friends of mine. I make friends with the companies out there that actually have the best products so I can be in a dialogue with them. So I can make sure that their stuff is the real deal and stays at that quality and purity, okay? I'm not the owner of the company and I'm not sponsored, but this is Vimergy products. Incredible stuff. It's the best zinc. It's the one I use for my friends and family. Colds, flus, all ages. Ask your doctor what's right for you. Okay, I talked about it in Cleanse to Heal. So it's critical that we have zinc. Zinc is how our immune system stops from being overreactive. That's your white count right there. Or underreactive. Really important to know. Let's talk about overreactive. Overreactive is a cytokine storm. That's what that is. That means you don't get better, but your immune system freaked out. Zinc stops the cytokine storm, so your immune system doesn't freak out. Okay? Very important. Another thing, underreactive. If you don't have zinc, your immune system is underreactive. Underreactive means it doesn't do the job either, so it doesn't clean up the bugs. Really important to know. So zinc shock therapy is what we just covered just now. Lots of people got their lives together. When you use the right zinc, everything changes. There's zincs with citric acid, there's zincs with alcohol, there's zincs with all kinds of bad products in there, there's zincs, the wrong kind of zincs, right? And so the right kind of zinc changes everything and makes things different too. So that's the zinc I recommend my friends and family. Just giving you the rundown on zinc shock therapy. Remember, it's 2 dropperfuls every 3 hours. If you think something's coming on, got a sore throat, got a problem, got a cough coming on, got some sinusitis, got a UTI, got some conjunctivitis, got some bacterial vaginosis, whatever it is, you think's coming on, that's when I recommend for my friends and my family, I recommend the liquid zinc sulfate, the right kind, and then I recommend zinc shock therapy. It's a medical medium tool, 2 dropperfuls every 3 hours. It's in Cleanse to Heal. I just showed you guys that and a few times, right? Cleanse to Heal. So here we go. Let's move on to the next one. Vitamin C shock therapy. Someone's coming down with something, and right now, this is an important time to have your immune system really on point. This is probably the most important live you can watch. So stay on, learn the knowledge, empower yourself, learn the information. Very important. That's how you stay out of trouble, is you learn the information so you know what works and what doesn't work. So this is vitamin C shock therapy. Every 2 hours, waking hours, okay? You do 2 capsules of Micro C. I use the Micro C. Now, if you choose another vitamin C, keep in mind, it could be like battery acid. It could be that burning, scorching, straight ascorbic acid which is really irritating on the stomach lining and irritating on the body. So that's not what I'm recommending. I'm recommending the Micro C, and it's not that acidic, acidy, scorching, that whole thing that's in vitamin C. This is an entirely different beast. That's why I like it and recommend it for friends and family. Important information, every last part of this, okay? Vitamin C shock therapy is 2 capsules every 2 waking hours. And I was just talking about in the last live I just did, a friend, family member contacted me in the middle of the night. I was up working on the book, and they said, listen, I just woke up. I got a sore throat coming on. I said, make sure you get another dose in. 2 capsules right there, boom. So it's 2 capsules in some water. That's hot water right there. Okay, this is the Micro C. This is the Vimergy. Someone said, listen, it works. It does work. It's proven to work. That's how many people have healed, got their lives back. It is definitely proven to work in so many ways. It's incredible. So here we go. We got 2 capsules of vitamin C, Micro C in the cup right there, okay? Little bit of honey goes in. If you don't like honey, you don't have to use honey, but it does amplify the medicinal nature of this to make it more antiviral, antibacterial. So keep that in mind, all right? And then orange. All right, so we got some orange right here. You can squeeze a whole orange in there if you want. You can squeeze a half one if you want. That's fine too, right? Making the vitamin C shock therapy. We got another orange right here. So, and then we're gonna mix this up. There we go. Every 2 waking hours, the Micro C, that's what I recommend friends and family. If you just got on here, I'm not sponsored. It's just the company's great. The product is incredible and unmatched. I'll link the products and stories and stuff like that after this live because, I know you guys, some of you guys are asking, right? There it is. It's the vitamin C shock therapy, critical for cold and flu season, critical for what's happening now. If you don't have Cleanse to Heal, make sure you get it, okay? It's on Amazon.com. 51% off right now, or go to the library. Try to get it for free. I always tell people, go to the library. I don't care if everybody goes to the library and just gets it for free. I just want you to have the knowledge. I talk about the medical medium tools. This is one of them. Can we do vitamin C shock therapy alongside zinc shock therapy? Yes, you can. The youngest girl, yes, you can. Okay? Okay, all you guys, you can ask your doctor what's right for you. But yes, I recommend that to friends and family of them doing it that way where they can do it alongside of each other. So, okay, so that's the vitamin C shock therapy. We just covered the zinc shock therapy, 2 incredible, powerful tools. It's the Vimergy, Micro C. There's hands down, there's no vitamin C out there that touches that. When one comes out, that's the one I'll be holding. If it's something better than this, there's nothing better than that right now. You guys, we're going to make the heavy metal detox smoothie as well. If you're getting kicked off any of the platforms, you can always head off to Telegram. We're live on Telegram. We're live on TikTok. We're live on IG. We're here right now, so this is exciting. So let's talk about the next therapeutic. Golden Seal therapeutically. Whole nother game. Whole nother game. This is probably one of the most important pieces of knowledge you can have in your hands right now. I can hand you the golden ticket. You can smack it out of my hand or you can take it. I'm handing you the golden ticket, the Golden Seal, okay? So what you'll find out there is Golden Seal, right? Good for the immune system. But not the way it's presented. They use little specks of cheap Golden Seal in different formulas out there, okay? And they use specks of it in the formula. And then they'll have a whole bunch of other herbs in those formulas. Nice try. No one's getting better with that. That's just not going to work. Learning how to use Golden Seal therapeutically, that's how I work with it as far as with my family and friends. And that's a whole nother game. So I'm going to go into therapeutic dosages with Golden Seal, okay? I'm going to repost this on Telegram. You could always watch the replay. I'm going to repost this on IG. You could always watch the replay just so you know and get all the information. In here, there's a strep section. There's a strep throat section. And you'll see, in that strep throat section, you'll see Golden Seal, 5 dropperfuls twice a day, right? When you use Golden Seal therapeutically, 6 dropperfuls twice a day, 6 dropperfuls 3 times a day, 5 dropperfuls 3 times a day, 5 dropperfuls twice a day, 4 dropperfuls twice a day. When you use it therapeutically, something changes. It's a whole nother game. I took 6 dropperfuls before I go to bed, before I went to bed last night, and I don't have anything wrong. I don't have any infections. I don't have any illnesses. I'm not chronically sick. I don't have any of that. And I took 6 dropperfuls before bed to keep the immune system strong, okay? And then I'll do that for like about a week, and then I'll take a little break. Then I'll do it for about a week. I'll take a little break. If I ever had anything, come on to me or something, if I ever had like some kind of UTI or something, which I've never had in my life, but if I've been presented with a sickness, if I've been sick, like something's gotten to me, like something, and I got sick, I would be using this therapeutically then. I would be probably doing 6 dropperfuls 4 times a day. So if I had a cold come on, flu come on, UTI come on, conjunctivitis come on, fever blister come on, if I had anything, and I don't have any of that stuff, but if I had any of that come on any level, I'd be doing 6 dropperfuls 4 times a day. You do it what's right for you. You ask your doctor what's right for you. You ask your doctor's permission. I'm just telling you what I would do for myself, what I would recommend for friends and family. This is important information. This is the Vimergy Golden Seal. Nothing can touch this company's Golden Seal. I've tried them all. I've taken them all. There's not one out there that can match this Golden Seal. I've seen this with people with acne. I've seen this with people with UTIs. I've seen this with people with SIBO. I've seen this used with people with infections of all kinds. I've seen people use this with MRSA. I've seen people use this with all kinds of different things. I've talked to doctors. I've counseled doctors on how to use this type of Golden Seal therapeutically for strep throat, for allergies, for sinusitis. It's unmatched from my experience, from what I've seen, from doctors I've been teaching. It's unmatched. That is a powerful tool. So if you guys just came on here, we're talking about immune system. We're talking about building the immune system. We're talking about stabilizing it. We're talking about keeping it regulated. We're talking about keeping it strong. That's what's critical. So we're talking about the immune system. Golden Seal therapy is one of the best ways to protect yourself and move forward with health conditions. I'm letting you know. So in Cleanse to Heal, you'll see Golden Seal used throughout the different symptoms and conditions, and you'll see. If you don't have this book, you might want to get this book, okay? It's a medical textbook. You'll be blown off your seat when you see how much information is in here to heal. Keep that in mind. Okay, so we just covered Golden Seal a little bit. One thing I didn't talk about with vitamin C is your white blood cells eat vitamin C. Just like you need fuel and food to live, your white count needs vitamin C to live. Keep that in mind, okay? So when you fuel your white blood cells with the right kind of vitamin C and enough, the levels of vitamin C, you can turn your immune system around. And just know, if you're struggling with any kind of issue, your immune system is already low. Can you combine, Nana says, can you combine all these and take it once? I do. Ask your doctor what's right for you, Nana, but I do. That's what I do, yes. That's what I do, okay? So, let's see. We're going to do the heavy metal detox smoothie pretty soon. We're also going to make the Thyme tea. We're just covering different options here. Cat's claw. I want to just run that by you. I love cat's claw. You can use cat's claw therapeutically as well in many different ways, okay? Cat's claw is something that people need when they've been sick too long. They've been sick with chronic fatigue too long, fibromyalgia too long, right? Lupus too long, any kind of condition too long. I love the cat's claw for that reason. That's the Vimergy cat's claw. That's a great immune system builder because we have immune system problems that are in the moment present. We have immune system problems in our past, and we're going to have future immune system problems for what comes our way. So there's different therapies for different ways, we have to deal with our immune system. Zinc is critical. Without the zinc, you don't have an immune system. Vitamin C, feeds the immune system, keeps it strong and powerful, right? Golden seal's a therapeutic herb that you can use to actually not just protect your immune system, but knock down bugs. All this is important, right? Okay, so let's talk about how your immune system lowers for a little bit. We got to cover a little bit there, right? You're under stress? Then your adrenals are in fight or flight. You got some problems? Adrenals are in fight or flight. Up against any emotional difficulties, adrenals are in fight or flight. Are you in a place where you have anxiety? Adrenals are now fight or flight. Are you in a place of depression? Adrenals are fight or flight, even in depression. You're somebody with OCD, somebody that's bipolar, somebody that's struggling in any way, someone who's just has difficulties every day because they have so much stressful things or events happening in their life, with difficult relationships, difficult friendships, whatever it is, fight or flight. The adrenals are in fight or flight. When the adrenaline is rolling, your immune system is dropping. When your adrenaline is rolling, your immune system is dropping. When those adrenals are shooting adrenaline, epinephrine everywhere, your immune system is dropping. It's dropping. So that right there is how our immune system stays low too. We walk around and we're stressed out as we're walking around, and our immune system is dropping because of it. We're on fight or flight, our adrenals are pumping away, and our immune system's dropping. This is why the medical medium immune system building tools are so important. This is why this live is so important, just so you know. And then you come across poisons and toxins. Next thing you know, you're burning scented candles, which lowers the immune system. Scented candles lowers the immune systems. Next thing you know it, you got your insect killer, okay? Lowers the immune system. Everybody's spraying insect killer in their houses. They're spraying it on their lawns, around apartment buildings. It lowers our immune system. And now all of a sudden we're spraying perfumes and colognes, lowers our immune system. When you breathe in cologne or perfume, your immune system drops. It lowers. You breathing air fresheners or scented candles, your immune system drops and lowers. All these things add up. We slowly lose our immune system. One of the biggest reasons and biggest ways you lose your immune system, okay, is through getting your blood taken out of you, all right? When your blood is removed. That's one of the biggest reasons. And back to perfumes and colognes. There's over 1,000 dangerous chemicals in fragrances. You can have 4,000 dangerous, deadly chemicals in fragrances. So that's all kind of laundry detergents, fabric softeners, colognes, perfumes, fragrances. They're not listed in those fragrances are not listed. So perfumes, they don't list it, okay? So I talked about that. Perfume, fragrance, colognes, all of that, it's in there. So we'll go back. That lowers the immune system. Chemicals lower the immune system, right? So one of the big immune system lower things we have out there is getting the blood drawn. I have to remind people, if you're new here, learn that when you get your blood drawn, we lose our immune system. Okay? Really important to know. Right now, the system is set up to actually take our immune system from us. So if you're somebody that's chronically ill, you get more blood taken, then you get sicker. Then you get more blood taken, then you get sicker. Then you get more blood taken, and then you get sicker, and then you die. A lot of people die. A lot of people that had Lyme disease died early because they were bled to death throughout the duration of having Lyme disease. They didn't die from the Lyme disease. They died from the removal of their immune system through their blood tests. 10 vials, 15 vials. Then they go to a specialist, 20 vials. Then they go to another specialist, 25 vials. Then they're back to their regular doctor, another 10 vials. Then they're back to another doctor, another 7 vials. And their white cells just left. And they already had a low immune system, okay? So that's the other thing. People lose their immune systems through blood draws. And listen to the Medical Medium podcast at Apple Podcast, the blood draw vampire episode. So you have to listen to that when you get a chance. It's modern day vampirism is what's happening. So if there's anything you take from here, anything, make sure you learn how to protect yourself from your blood draws. I believe in blood tests, but I don't believe in how they're doing it. They rob people's immune systems because the system is set up that way, and then you get sicker, and then you're in a vicious cycle. They only need this much blood right there, just so you know, guys. For an ANA, for a thyroid panel, for a nutritional panel. You guys seeing this on Telegram? They only need a drop of blood. They can find a tiny drop of blood, smaller than this, that's dehydrated on a pair of jeans in a murder site back 40 years ago in a shallow grave, okay? Get that denim off the bones of that body, right? And they can make a serum out of it and test more things with that than you can possibly imagine, okay? So they just rip your blood away. Now, when they take your blood away, you lose your immune system. And now you're set up for, guess what? The flu. You're set up for the bugs going around. You're set up for the colds and bugs and flus. You're set up for any bug that's going around now. You're set up for your Epstein-Barr to explode. You're set up for your shingles and your simplexes and everything else. And then you get sicker and sicker and sicker. And anybody who has symptoms already has a lowered immune system. Keep that in mind, okay? Learn how to protect yourself when you get your blood tests. Learn what to do. Important to know, right? Medical Medium Podcast at Apple Podcasts, a blood draw episode. That's one place you can get that information. Talking about building the immune system, keeping it strong, you guys. This is fun. We got the vitamin C shock therapy. Talked about that already. Watch this from the beginning if you haven't seen it. Zinc shock therapy. Watch it from the beginning. We're talking about therapeutic ways to use golden seal. Okay? We're covering that. And I'm posting the replay. All right? Do you guys know anybody that has OCD? Do you guys know anybody that has bipolar? Do you guys know anybody that has crippling anxiety? I know many of you guys have a lot of these things. Do you guys know anybody who's struggling with depression? Do you think they want to have that? Do you know anybody that wants OCD? Do you know anybody who wants bipolar? Do you know anybody who wants depersonalization, severe depression? Do you know anybody who wants SAD? Anybody that wants seasonal affective disorder? Do you know anybody who wants a condition like this? Right? You know anybody who wants schizophrenia? No, they don't want that. They don't want a condition. We know that. You don't want OCD. You don't want bipolar. You don't want crippling anxiety. You don't want depression. Do you know anybody that wants eczema? Do you want psoriasis? No. Nobody wants psoriasis. Nobody wants eczema. Do you want lupus? Do you want Lyme? Nobody wants any of this stuff, right? But lowered immune system is part of how we have these things. Toxic heavy metals, that's the next part of why we have these things. So we're going to be doing the heavy metal detox smoothie. Okay? That's next on the list right now, you guys. These are important tools to getting better. Okay? Toxic heavy metals cause these conditions, and then our immune system drops. When you're in heightened anxiety, when you're in that despair of depression, when you got the depersonalization, when you're in bipolar, when you're in neurosis, when you're in psychosis, when you're in OCD, when you're in chronic PTSD, what this does is it stresses out our adrenals. And when it stresses out our adrenals, it lowers our immune system, is what it does. When it stresses out the adrenals, it lowers our immune system. Really important to know. So, metals are a big part of that. So, John Field Design says OCD is more psychological than immune system charge. Well, let me tell you what OCD does. OCD is stressful. And I'm going to give you the rundown about what OCD is, first of all. OCD is stressful on the body. There are people suffering with such difficult OCD issues that they're in a vicious cycle. And many of them are in a vicious cycle. It feels like hell. And when you're so John, this is important to know. When you're in that cycle of OCD where you can't sleep, what happens? Do you know? Your immune system starts to weaken. I know so many people that can't sleep because they're OCD, because thoughts are constantly going in and they can't break the cycle of terrible things they're thinking. Not because they're a terrible person, they're a good person, but terrible things circulating in their mind. They can't even sleep. Some being up all night because of OCD. So that lowers the immune system. So keep that in mind. John, you're going to learn a lot here. So stay on so you can actually learn. It's OCD is not a psychological problem. It's a physical problem that creates a psychological issue. Keep that in mind. So let's go over that. We're going to cover OCD a little bit. Because first of all, everybody's going to be diagnosed with OCD. Anybody who has anxiety, they're just going to get a diagnosis of OCD. Anybody that has depression, they're just going to get a diagnosis of OCD. Anybody that has any kind of problems, it doesn't matter what it is emotionally. If you go to somebody, if you go to a psychiatrist, you're going to get diagnosed with OCD. For some reason, they put everything there is in the field of psychological disorders. They put every last one of them, filing it into an OCD label. They're doing this on purpose, actually. It's to sell medication. So let's go back to this a little bit and run into this. So here's a neuron right here. So John, if you're still watching, that's a neuron, right? It's a pencil, but it's just see it as a neuron, okay? So imagine a neuron, right? When you have toxic heavy metals on a neuron, it causes a problem. So here we are, right? We've got a head right here. We're in the brain, okay? You got a neuron right there. Now, as an electrical impulse is traveling down the neuron, it hits the metal. And when it hits the metal, which is microscopic, nano, it's actually smaller than nano on top of the neuron, okay? When it hits the metals, it bounces back. So what happens is the electrical impulse stops when it hits the metal. It stops. It even explodes many times and then starts to go back. As the electrical impulse starts to go back, there's another electrical impulse already heading there. They collide right about here. So you got the first electrical impulse traveling down, hits the metal, and starts to bounce back. As it's bouncing back, ricocheting back, another electrical impulse is coming and then slams into it. This is how OCD occurs. This keeps the thought that was traveling in that electrical pattern, that thought that was in the electricity. Your thoughts are electricity. Electricity is your thoughts. They travel on the electrical impulses. They travel on the electrical grid. So you got a thought traveling down the neuron. It hits the metal and starts to head back. While another thought is traveling and they collide. That's how OCD happens. So then you start hearing all the voices. Then you start hearing all the replica. Then you start getting obsessed about something and can't break it. Then the thoughts start to replay. Then you start hearing everything. And this is what happens, okay? And the thoughts keep going over and over and over. That's what causes it. It's toxic heavy metals in the brain. It's a physical problem causing OCD, causing the psychological issue, okay? So that's how it works. When you get the metals out of the brain, guess what? OCD goes away. How do I know? It's happened thousands of times to thousands of people. They've gotten rid of their OCD by using medical medium tools. They got rid of the metals out of the brain. So let's cover that. Or they improved it to make life comfortable. They improved it to make life comfortable versus where it was in a hellish place. So how do we get the metals out of the brain? We use wild blueberries. That's the first thing. There's 2 cups of frozen wild blueberries, okay? Look at that color. How incredible is that? Right? Now, keep in mind, because I know people don't think OCD can lower the immune system. It does. Crippling anxiety lowers the immune system. Depression lowers the immune system. Bipolar lowers the immune system. Anything we go through emotionally lowers the immune system because of the adrenals. It's stressful, right? Stressful. So we're getting the metals out so we build up the immune system. How incredible is that? And we're using foods that support the immune system. So we got the frozen wild blueberries at the bottom of the blender. Okay? All right? This is advanced medical medium information about OCD. All medical medium information is original and unique. People steal it, take it, poach it. They don't cite where it's coming from. It starts here. It's been published here first. It's important to know, okay? So let's go into this a little bit. We got this in here. Now let's move into the wild. We're talking about the wild blueberry, all right? So I just put the frozen wild blueberries in there. Now I'm going to put a little bit of wild blueberry juice in there too, okay? Now if you don't have the frozen wild blueberries and you got the wild blueberry juice, the pure wild blueberry juice, the incredible stuff, that's the Wyman's one, right? If you got that, you can use that. Here's the wild blueberry powder. Okay, that's the Vimergy wild blueberry powder. I'm going to put some of that in there. What you're seeing is anthocyanins. Anthocyanins. So you're seeing all that deep, rich color. Look at that in there. Okay? See that? Anthocyanins. They stop oxidation. They grab onto metals. Important to know. So making the heavy metal detox smoothie. Let's go to the next part. We're going to put about a cup of cilantro in here. There's 5 ingredients in the medical medium heavy metal detox smoothie that change the lives of people around the world. 5 critical ingredients that work together. Okay, so we got that. Next thing we're going to do is put in some spirulina. So that's the Vimergy spirulina. There's not a better one out there right now. I'm always looking for something better, but there's nothing better. This is the top of the line. Okay, it's the Vimergy spirulina. Putting a teaspoon in there. Don't use chlorella. Don't use chlorella. Chlorella has damaged a lot of people, hurt a lot of people. Many of them are toxic. Most all of them have bacteria. They're bad news, and they don't remove heavy metals. Remember that. Chlorella doesn't remove toxic heavy metals. Spirulina does. So that's the best one right there. That's the Vimergy spirulina. So let's put some barley grass juice powder in now. What's next? Okay. Teaspoon of barley grass juice powder. That's the Vimergy one. Now, don't use barley grass. It has to be barley grass juice powder. Don't use barley grass. That's important, okay? Barley grass juice powder. That's the other special one in there. Then we're doing the next, which is Dulse. This is Atlantic Dulse, okay? So Vimergy has an Atlantic Dulse liquid, which is incredible because I always have a hard time finding the Atlantic Dulse. So this is like a blessing, and it's incredible. Their product is incredible, and putting a shot of that in there, it's really amazing. So there's that. So we have the Dulse. We have the cilantro, okay? We have the wild blueberries. We got the wild blueberry juice, right, in there, the wild blueberries, okay? We got the spirulina, we got the barley grass juice powder. So we're going to put a couple of bananas in here. The medical medium heavy metal detox smoothie works. People all around the world have gotten their lives back because of this. It's proven itself over and over and over again. I know people talk a good game out there. Hey, try this heavy metal removal thing. Why are you even talking about heavy metals? Because of AW's 35 years of talking about it and teaching? Hey, try this heavy metal tool here. Some doctor guy's got or some other guy's got. Some influencers got. Oh, really? Nice try, because you're not getting metals out with that. It works. There's a difference. People don't have time to waste. You know what I wrote in the first book, Medical Medium, book 1, which you can get the new edition? You know what I wrote in there? I wrote how, okay, people don't have time to waste when they're sick. Do you have time to waste? Do you guys want to be sick for another 5 years? Want to be sick for another 10 years? People are sick for 10, 15 years, 20 years. I mean, does everybody just have 20 years to throw away? I'll just throw away 20 years being sick. You could watch the replay if you want to learn about all the other tools. zinc shock therapy, vitamin C shock therapy. Okay? So what I wrote in the books, I'm putting orange in here. What I wrote in the books, in the first book, and I even talked a little bit about it here, is about how people don't have time to throw away. It has to work. It's critical. It has to work. It's important. Can't waste people's time when they're sick. When they're not sick, you can waste their time. Try this, try that. Oh, here's this next product out here. Let's do this. Oh, marketing, pyramid schemes, MLM marketing out there. Let's do this. You can waste your time if you're not sick. But when you're really sick, you don't want your time wasted. It's critical. You need things that actually work and have a history of working that have changed lives and turned people's lives around. That's what you need because you can't waste the time. All right, so we're making the heavy metal detox smoothie. Let me just give it a little grind up over here, you guys. Just bear with me for a second, okay? Blending this up. We're blending. We're doing it. You can put a whole orange in there if you want. Yes. Put a whole orange in there. Absolutely. So, can this be made warm in winter? Just not hot. Take everything out, thaw it, defrost it. Just don't put it on the stove. Don't put it on the stove. Right? Just defrost the wild blueberries. Keep the bananas, out of the freezer. Right? Look at the color. Look at the color of that. Between the spirulina and the wild blueberry, look at the color. My God. The medical medium, heavy metal detox smoothie. It's got a history of saving lives, a history of changing lives. It has pulled people back from darkness into the light. It has gotten them off of Mattress Island. It's gotten them off of Couch Island. It's gotten lives back. People who've been through hell and back for 10 years being sick, 15 years being sick, seeing specialists and doctors and having blood removed from them and trying everything under the sun, being on pharmaceuticals, and they've gotten their lives back. It works, and it has worked. And that's what matters. When you're sick, you can't waste time. You can't waste time. So we're talking about the different tools. So what I love about the heavy metal detox smoothie, okay, is it gets the metals out of the brain. It gets the metals out of the brain. And that's what I love about it. You don't think you have metals in the brain? What do you think happens with Alzheimer's? That's metals oxidizing and eating the brain away. Memory loss, brain fog, Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's is toxic heavy metals. Sure, we can wait until then to try to get the metals out when we've already gotten Alzheimer's. But why do you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to wait until you get some terrible brain disease to get the metals out? Plus, you don't want to wait if you have a problem anyway. How long do you do this for? Check out Cleanse to Heal. I talk about the heavy metal detox cleanse in here. It's all in here. Okay? Amazon.com US, 51% off, or get it free at the library. That's the life-saving book, Cleanse to Heal. Millions around the world have this book. So it's something you might want to own someday. What if you have acid reflux? Check out Cleanse to Heal and learn about acid reflux. Okay, there's over 200 symptoms and conditions in here. All this is incredible information, you guys. Okay? Incredible information to really help get your life back. So important, okay? Let's do Thyme. Since we're talking about people with chronic illness don't have any time to waste, let's talk about Thyme. That's an immune system supporter. This is Thyme water. Keep it in the fridge. Get a jug of water. Put fresh thyme in. Fresh thyme. Pop it in. Let it sit in the fridge. Make your thyme water. We're going to cover thyme a little bit. So, people have to understand something, okay? You're using medical medium tools. Those medical medium tools are stopping you from getting worse. If you have a condition coming on and you're doing medical medium tools and the condition's getting worse, if you didn't do the medical medium tools for those months, that condition would be way worse. And you have to look at what else you're doing. You could be a dabbler. You're doing charcoal, activated charcoal, which is not good, you're dabbling. You're doing apple cider vinegar, which is not good, you're dabbling. You're doing something else it's not good, you're dabbling. You're doing eggs, you're dabbling. You're dabbling in medical medium information. So if you're using a medical medium tool and you're getting sicker with something, the medical medium tool is literally stopping you from getting boom, boom, boom. Okay? If you have teeth problems, that's a time capsule. That's from years and years of not taking care of yourself. So if you're doing a medical medium tool and you got a teeth issue, the medical medium tool is going to save you from the teeth issue from getting really bad because your teeth issue was from years of doing vinegar, over-salting your food. Okay? Doing caffeine, coffee, eats away at your teeth. And so when you get older, your teeth start falling apart. Don't blame it on the first sip of celery juice. You've been killing your teeth for years. If you're a woman and your hair's falling out, you're losing your hair as a woman, because women are supposed to lose their hair. If they're losing their hair, and you just started some celery juice or a heavy metal detox smoothie, you're losing your hair from years of neglect of other problems, years of doing all the wrong things, from adrenals being flooded, from stressful situations. You're losing your hair from adrenals being weakened. You're losing your hair from caffeine, from chocolate. So you do all these years of chocolate and you're losing your hair. Don't blame it on a sip of celery juice. Don't blame it on, you know what I mean? Like, you got to know that celery juice or that heavy metal detox smoothie or that the immune system builder is going to help bring you back so it stops. And if you're a dabbler, fine. But just know you're a dabbler. You're doing one thing for medical medium or two things for medical medium, but you're doing 10 bad things from somewhere else. So you're a dabbler. But just remember, you're a dabbler. So if you need more, you get more. You get more. Cat and the kitties, you want the chocolate robot? You got to learn more if you need more. We're talking about immune system today. I mean, with medical medium combinations, it's endless. You can customize your protocol and heal. You know why? Millions have around the world. Millions have around the world. Health with Liz. Know you're a dabbler. Health with Liz isn't a dabbler. Health with Liz is not a dabbler. You're not a dabbler. But you know the dabblers out there, right? And dabblers are welcome. You're welcome to be here. If you want to be a dabbler and you just want to do golden seal therapy, therapeutically, just keep your immune system strong, then do that. If you want to be a dabbler and do zinc shock therapy, and that's what you do, then that's what you do, right? Can you please explain how the heavy metal detox removes metals from the brain? All right, so when you put 5 powerful, synergistically, systematically working medical medium tools together, like you put the cilantro with the wild blueberry, with the dulse, with the spirulina, with the barley grass juice powder. When you put the 5 together, the metals come out because they don't drop them along the way. The combination of all 5 keep the metals from dropping. Keep that in mind and how it works. The wild blueberry can enter the blood-brain barrier. The wild blueberry, the anthocyanins, can enter the blood-brain barrier and pick metal up, even in the cerebral spinal fluid. Okay? And when the metals get picked up, the spirulina will be there to help and catch any metals along the way, including remove metals from the brain as well. And as those metals are leaving, you got the cilantro now circulating throughout the body to pick up any slack when needed. See how it works? And the barley grass juice powder circulating throughout the bloodstream. So when those metals cross that blood-brain barrier, when those metals come back into the bloodstream, when those metals start going down into every place they have to go into, they're being picked up and cleaned up by all the different working pieces, synergistically working together. That's how it's done. And then the dulse picks it up from the intestinal tract. As the liver is spewing it up back into the intestinal tract, it picks it from the intestinal tract and the kidneys. So it's important to know how it sits, it works together, and it cleans it all up. It's not like, hey, I took some garlic and I'm getting metals out. No, you're not. No, you ain't. You might get something out of the intestinal tract, but it's not enough. And chlorella can't remove metal at all, so it's useless. It can't even move any bit at all. So it's not even a possibility. So we're making some thyme tea. Let's do that, you guys. So I'm gonna get some hot water. Some hot water. You guys, sorry, I noticed my beard's been getting a little too heavy. I've been working on the book and I haven't had a chance to do anything about it, and I'm really sorry about that. I don't think I've had a beard in the public eye this long yet. But I'm killing myself right now trying to get that book done. Oh my God, I have to get it to the publisher. And basically I'm just 24/7 around the clock, just sitting at my office, and I'm growing a beard. I'm noticing it. I just can't help but say anything about it. So let's do the thyme tea. So I got some hot water here. I got some sprigs of thyme, right? So I got some thyme in that hot water. I'm going to put a little honey in here if you guys don't mind. I'm going to squeeze a little lemon too. Okay, a little honey in there. I'm going to squeeze some lemon as well, right? I'm going to mix this up. This is going to be the fresh thyme tea for the immune system. This is a great one. So let's talk about thyme. What thyme does is it stays in your bloodstream longer than other herbs. It paroles your bloodstream looking for invaders. It repels the invaders. It can kill the invaders. Thyme is an antiviral, antibacterial compound. Basically, the whole thing's an antibacterial, antiviral compound. So when you got invaders going through your system, like this one-eyed invader right here, right? And this guy right here, when you have these going through your bloodstream and you got thyme in your bloodstream, these guys don't like it. So the thyme is floating around in your bloodstream. Well, the phytochemical compounds of thyme are floating around in your bloodstream, and they go by the little invader here, and the invader just starts to... It's allergic to that phytochemical compound that's antiviral, antibacterial. It's antiseptic. That means it kills germs. It kills pathogens. It kills microorganisms that shouldn't be there. So that's how the thyme tea works when you're drinking the thyme. Supports the immune system also. Helps to actually feed the immune system. But thyme stays in the bloodstream for a long time. That's what it does. Stays in your bloodstream for a long time. Thyme stays in your bloodstream for a long time. It just does, right? So let's go over everything. We got the thyme water. You can drink it all day. Well, I'm going to have a glass of thyme water here. See that? Nice glass of thyme water. Every time you drink water, especially with all the flus and the colds, you infuse overnight in the fridge. You got the thyme sitting in there. Every time you have a glass of infused Thyme water. You're supporting your immune system. Incredible. Incredible. So, quick rundown. Got a lot of different tools here. Very excited about today. If you just came on, rewatch this. I'm going to post this on IG. I'm going to post this on Telegram. Okay? Important piece of information in here. Lots of pieces. Okay? Zinc shock therapy. We covered that. The Vimergy zinc. The right kind of zinc. 2 dropperfuls every 3 hours. Ask your doctor if it's right for you, but I recommend it for friends and family. Okay? Do that for a couple of days. And then we're talking about the vitamin C shock therapy, right? We covered that. 2 capsules every 2 hours, every waking hours. Vitamin C shock therapy. You do that for days. You can do that for a lot of days. I mean, you know, people, they get the bug. They get different bugs. Incredible tool right there. Then, Golden Seal therapeutically. Golden Seal therapeutically. All right? It's a Vimergy company. Vimergy, V as in Victor, I, M as in Mary, ERGY.com. I'm not sponsored, but it's an incredible product. That's the Golden Seal. Okay? All right? It's not a speck of Golden Seal like in Golden Seal products out there that have a speck. People don't realize it. They just get ripped off. They don't have a quality Golden Seal. There's no alcohol in here. I took 6 dropperfuls before I go to bed last night, before I went to bed. Before I go to bed every night, I take 6 dropperfuls, keep my immune system strong, especially since I'm on like 2-3 hours of sleep right now because I'm finishing the book. So I'm like taking this every single night before bed. It feels so good because when I go to bed and I finally get those 3 hours, sometimes it's on the floor of my office after hearing Spirit of Compassion all day in my ear, and then I can't write another word. Repeat the company, please. Red Sonja. It's Vimergy, V as in Victor, I, M as in Mary, ERGY.com. Vimergy.com. I'm not sponsored. This stuff is just amazing. It's unmatched, and there's so many reasons why it's unmatched. So, you guys, I've been doing exclusive messages on audio messages on Telegram. So you guys, I just want to let you know on TikTok and IG, I've been doing these exclusive, just private messages on Telegram, these audio messages on Telegram every single day or every other day or every couple days. So check those out. There's a bunch of them there already. Okay. All right. But anyway, when last night, right, I worked on the book all day. And I mean, I burned the candle. I burned it. Both 4 ends of the candle. I burned it, right? And I ended up about to hit my office floor. Didn't even make it to my bed. Because I just 22 hours of work. And then I was like, let me grab the Golden Seal. I grabbed the Golden Seal off my desk. And I dropped down 6 droppers, right? But just went to sleep. And I felt so good that my immune system was like, yeah. That's right. You do it. So, that's the Golden Seal I was talking about. You know, I do a lot of important lives with a lot of critical information, but this is by far one of the important ones because of the immune system problems. Everybody's got immune system issues. All of it, okay? So, keep that in mind, all right? So, all right. You guys, this has been amazing. I'm so proud of you guys. I would do some shout outs too. You guys check me out on Telegram. I'm on IG, of course, TikTok, right? Do some shout outs. How you guys doing on TikTok over there? I see you're over there too. Incredible. Telegram, how you guys doing? And IG? So the recipes, always know that Cleanse to Heal has a lot of incredible recipes. 75 recipes in here. You know, I tell friends who have the book, be like, if you just stay on those recipes, do a couple of medical medium tools and your life will change. You know, so that's something that I'm always telling people. I saw something come up asking about that. Zinc shock therapy is in there, and vitamin C shock therapy is in Cleanse to Heal. All right. Techniques on how to do it. Heavy metal detox smoothie cleanse and the smoothies in Cleanse to Heal. There's the different cleanses in here. And if you don't have the book, it's something you should have. Cold and flu dosages, including cold and flu dosages for children, all ages. So keep that in mind as well. That's in here as well. And over 200 symptoms and conditions explained in here. Answers to why we're sick. Amazon.com, 51% off, or get it free at the library. Right now, it's the incredible sale on this book. Yeah. Cold White Spring. Where's Grogu? Oh my God. I don't have Grogu today. I should have brought Grogu here. I know. I'm bummed out. But I have this little guy with me today instead of Grogu, and now I feel bad. Where's Grogu? Anyway, you guys, you know I love you. I'm proud of you. Keep everything going down. Marissa says, Dr. Nesbitt. The thing is, Dr. Nesbitt, I don't know, he's always in surgery, but Dr. Nesbitt's always in surgery, but wait. Dr. Nesbitt just came out. Dr. Nesbitt, what are you doing? Hold on. Sorry, guys. He just removed somebody's liver. He said he did it by accident. He had them on the operating table and he removed their whole liver. I don't get it. Were you supposed to remove half a part of their liver? He said he was supposed to remove a portion of the liver and then so that they can be okay, but he removed the whole liver by accident. And he's scratching his head on this. He said he doesn't know how he did it. Dr. Nesbitt has a drinking problem. What else? Dr. Nesbitt's been smoking too much weed. What? Dr. Nesbitt's been smoking too much weed. So he removed the whole liver. He was listening to the Grateful Dead while smoking a lot of weed before he went into surgery. That's a good band though, right? It's one of his... You like the music? Okay, well, it's fine. But do you think you should have maybe not smoked the weed before working on the patient? Dr. Nesbitt said weed relaxes him and he does better surgical procedures on his patients when he smokes lots of weed. What else? What? Now I know why you took out the liver. You were smoking weed and taking pills? My God, Dr. Nesbitt. Okay, you guys, listen, we got to go. I'll see you next time. I love you guys, okay? So...